Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I hope that you're staying safe and staying sane at the same time. So today I am super excited because I'm going to be opening up with you guys, and as I've always said, I really want my channel to be as authentic as possible, as real as possible, and as original as possible. So I'm going to be sharing with you part of my journey growing up. You're going to get a deeper understanding of who I am. So let's get started. First of all, I'd like to applaud all the single mothers in here and all over the world, because you guys are amazing. You are very strong. Raising up a child, whether it's one child or however many they are, as a single mom is not the easiest thing. And I'm saying this because I have been raised up by one very powerful single mother, and she is amazing. She is super strong. She is very resilient. She's persistent, and she's just an amazing woman. And growing up, I have gotten to see some of the struggles she's faced. I've gotten to see her joys. I've just had first-hand experience with a single mom, and you know, it's not even as how do I explain it? It's not as easy it's easier for me to watch, and I know that people who are watching me who are actually single moms, and I'm just here to tell you that you're doing such a good job. So many times you'll end up second guessing yourself. So many times you'll think that you're not doing the right thing. So many times you'll have so much fear. Doing life alone is not the easiest thing, especially now when you have a child. But I'm here to tell you that whatever you are doing such a good job, and one day your children will thank you for that. So for me, that was my start. So I was raised up by a single mom. And like many people, not because I had a deadbeat father, not because my dad left my mom when she was pregnant or anything of that sort, but because life happened, and I lost my dad when I was 2.5 years through a tragic road accident. And I don't know, I just hope I'm going to be strong throughout this video, but I keep saying death is one of those things that nobody can ever experience on your behalf. What do I mean by this? I mean that no one can ever know how bad it feels for you unless they have experienced it first. So yeah, I lost my dad when I was 2.5 years old, and growing up, I think I never really understood what was going on. Like, I knew I had my mom and I was so happy because she was so awesome, but I think when I got to a certain age is when I would see people in school, in primary school, who are being dropped by their dads, and they had such a beautiful relationship. I would hear my friends speak about their dads as if they are superheroes, and I'm just like, okay. Now that's when I started having question marks, and I came home, asked my mom, okay, why is my dad? Like, that's where certain questions start to come, and your mom is so confused because she doesn't even know how she'll start explaining to such a young girl. Anyway, so yeah, my dad died, and I really thank God, because one, I have never lacked a single thing throughout my life. And I'm getting emotional because I know there's so many people who could be watching me who struggle with even getting their daily bread, and sad because some people even have both parents but they're still struggling. But I'm here to tell you that God is faithful, God is merciful, and He sees your struggle, He sees the challenges you're going through, and He will not let you go. He will, at the end, your story will be turned into a testimony. So yeah, I have never lacked anything, and I attribute this to God, and also to having a mom who is very ambitious. My mom would literally do any kind of business just to ensure that we don't lack anything. So I attribute that to her also. But when I was getting into my teenagehood, I started struggling with a lot of rebellion. Like, my mom and I would argue about literally everything, and for a very long time I used to think that she is always against my ideas, she's always against my growing up, she doesn't want to see me having fun. It was so bad. Like, I remember there's a time we had an argument, and I think it was because I wanted to go to a friend's party at Village Market and she refused. And I remember I was so mad because everyone was going, all my friends were going, so why are you not allowing me to go, you know? But it got so bad, an aunt of mine had to intervene because we used to argue a lot, and I never realized what was going on in my life at that particular moment. I just thought, my mom is annoying, my mom is boring, she just doesn't want me to have all the fun. So that's what I thought. But later on is when I came to discover that I was actually going through daddy issues. When I grew up and I started hearing ladies or men speaking about daddy issues, is when it hit me, there's actually a thing called daddy issues. And to me, first of all, let me explain what that is. daddy issues is probably, in my opinion and in my experience, it's an act, it's a natural act of a person reacting to the absence of an important figure in their life. So for me, my reaction was in two main ways. One, rebellion. This rebellion is what I'm speaking about. Like, my mom we'd have so many arguments with my mom, because first of all, your mom always wants the best for you, but at that particular moment I was feeling as if she was all in my business. She never wanted me to have fun. But the thing is, she is alone. First of all, she's trying to figure out this thing called parenting. She has never been a parent before, so she's trying to figure out, okay fine, what's the best way, how do I best raise up a girl, you know. So she's also in a moment of confusion, in a moment of frustration, in a moment of not understanding what's going on at all. So there's that. And then also mine also presented themselves as self-esteem issues. Like, I remember I would see my friends, you know, there's something about having a father in a girl's life. They keep saying that a father is a girl's first love, and your dad has this way of assuring you and making you know that everything is going to be okay, no matter what you go through, no matter who says what about you. As long as your dad is your biggest cheerleader, as long as your dad is your biggest supporter, you're always like, you know what, I am going to make it, I am going to get past anything. So for me, I didn't have that. And anytime I would hear my friends speak about their relationships with their dad, I wasn't really jealous. I was just asking God, why didn't I get to see this? Why didn't I get a chance to just have that person who will always be on my side no matter what? That person who I can call literally in the middle of the night and be like, Dad, I'm in an accident, can you come sort me out? Why didn't I get that person? And those are the questions I used to have in my mind. And I would get so scared at times, thinking about what if something happened to my mom and I was left all alone. And that made me become so possessive. Like, I remember the times when my mom would stay out late, I would keep calling her and asking her. Till date, actually, that happens a lot. Like, hey, are you okay? Fine. Are you okay? Fine. Because you're just so scared. You feel like you're not covered well, and you feel like anything can get to you. So that's how my daddy issues presented themselves. Then there was the aspect of thinking that I will not be able to get things that other girls would get. Like, for example, if it's financial provision, if it's you know, getting anything you want. Because I used to think that when you have a dad, like, you can always, it's like a bank. Like, Dad, I need this, there you go. Dad, I need this, there you go. You know, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. So for me, those were the two major issues. And I did not realize that there were actual issues until I became much older. Actually, until I became over 18, and it hit me that what I was going through then was not just a normal teenage trouble. It was because I had not let go, or I had not let go of the fact that he will never be here with me. He's not here in the present, you know. And I kept looking at pictures of me and my dad, and I would just cry sometimes. And I had one of the best dads in the world, and my mom keeps telling me about him and how he used to love me so much. At times he would even take me to work because he just wanted to spend more time with me. Like, I was literally his number one. He was really a good dad. He was really a present dad. And I tend to think that probably people used to wonder, this guy, like, he can never let go of his daughter. Everywhere he's just with her, you know. He was just an amazing man. And I can even see it from the pictures. I actually really look like my dad. Even when you see my pictures, I am copyright my dad. I think I'll insert a picture here for you guys to see it. But until I actually became an adult and realized I need to let go of him and let him rest in peace, because I had such a huge burden in my heart. I had such a huge so many questions, and that's what inspired my book. I remember last year, when the year was starting, I had such heaviness in my heart, and God was telling me that I need to tell my story, because I know there's so many girls out here who are struggling with the same. And the worst part is, you never know you're going through daddy issues until you've either overcome them or somebody has pointed them out to you. So for me, it was after I overcame them is when it hit me, oh my God, that right there was me struggling with that. So God put it in my heart heavily last year that I should write a book speaking about my story. And for me, what I was going through during my teenagehood made me have or develop the victim mentality. You know, this victim mentality where you always ask yourself, why do bad things always happen to me? why is it only me? Why is it only my family that struggles with this? How comes I don't have this? All the time you think that everything that's happening, it's like the world is conspiring against you, you know? That's a victim mentality. And after I overcame that, God spoke to me last year and he told me, my daughter, I need you to write this book, because there are so many ladies out there who are going through the same thing you're going through, and they don't even have an escape route. They don't know how to get past it. They don't know how to just live their lives fully, knowing that I am with them, you know. And for me, when I accepted Christ into my life in 2012, it really changed my life. It really, in 2014, it really revolutionized my life, because I got that covering I had always been wanting. I got that assurance, that security that, you know what, no matter what you're going through, I am with you. And that does not mean that my life is perfect. It's actually nowhere near that. I fall all the time. I do crazy things. I keep sinning. I keep doing mistakes. But you know, the perfect thing about God is, no matter what you've done, no matter who you are, he says, come as you are, and I will, though your sins are red as in, though your sins are as, I don't remember the actual words, but it doesn't matter what kind of sin you've made, I will make you white as snow. That's beautiful. So for me, when I discovered that, when I got that covering, when God came into my life and transformed my thinking, transformed my struggles, he assured me that yes, you don't have an earthly father, but I am with you. I'm your dad. Like anything, anytime you want anything, you come to me. Anytime you struggle with something, you come to me. Anytime you're met with any challenge, I will always be on your corner. Sorry guys, I will always be in your corner, and I will always cheer you on, and no matter what you go through, you shall overcome. So for me, that was my big break, and that's why I wrote Let's Make Lemonade. So basically, Let's Make Lemonade is, in this video I can't get into depth about everything I went through and how I overcame that, and that's why I decided, yes, I have my platforms, my social media platforms and my YouTube channel, but I'm going to write a book, because a book will be carried throughout history. Even when I'm gone, it will always be there, and it will always be there, and it will always encourage someone out there. So yeah, this is me being as real as possible, and I will not delete anything in this video, because I think it's just here to encourage someone, and I'm just here to tell you that whatever you're going through, whether it's you've lost your mom, whether you've lost your dad, or someone who's very close to you, I understand what you feel. I have been there, and death is, as I said, it's nothing anyone can experience on your behalf. But I'm here to tell you that God is the restorer. He will restore everything that the locusts have eaten in your life, and he will give you the kind of confidence that you never even knew you could have. So for me, the way that God has been coming through in my life, I cannot even explain it. Like, it's magical. He keeps stepping in, even in moments where I feel like I don't have anywhere to go, I don't have an escape, I am so scared. Even in such moments, God has been coming through in my life, and I keep sitting down and wondering, wow, what did I ever do to deserve that kind of love? So I want to tell you, daddy issues are real. It's presented in girls in so many different ways. For some, they end up running after men, sleeping around with men, because they feel like that getting that kind of love will fill that vacuum. For some, they become very rebellious like me. For some, they become very against men. They don't want to be around men. They think all men are dogs. It presents itself in so many ways, and I'm just here to tell you, it's good to have retrospect. Check out your life, check out your struggles, try and understand where they are coming from, because that's the first step of healing. Actually acknowledging that you have that problem and you need help. That's the first step of healing. So start with that. Check out, understand exactly why do you react to things the way you react. Like, what causes that? You know, it's a very deep thing, and I think when I was writing my book, I poured out my whole heart in it. I was very authentic about it. I was very real. I spoke about my struggles. I spoke about how I was able to overcome them, because I know that there are so many people out here who are struggling with this. I know that actually I think 80% of my audience is female, between age 18 to 30. And I know during this age, your 20s are your transformative years. They're very important years in your life, and you really need to get to know yourself better. For you to live a full life, you need to get to know yourself better, your struggles, your weaknesses, and how you can get to overcome those. So this is part 1 of me speaking about my story. And as we go along, I'll be sharing with you ways in which I was able to overcome it. But first of all, I just needed to set up a foundation for you to understand exactly who is Sharon Ngugi. Why did she write a book at the age of 23? What was she going through? Why did you write Let's Make Lemonade? And for me, Let's Make Lemonade is all about teaching you how to turn all the lemons that life throws at you into tasty lemonade. And the best part of this is not something I've heard from someone, it's not something I've read from someone, it's something that I have experienced. This is my story. I speak about my struggle, my story, and how it can help you be a better person, live more unapologetically, and be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I didn't want to make it so long so that you can watch it to the end. I hope you've learned a thing or two. I hope you've gotten to understand me better, and I hope you've learned that no matter what you are going through, there is always a reason for every season you go through. There's always something that God wants to teach you in every single season you go through, and it's up to you to learn the lessons He wants you to learn in that particular season so that it can take you to the next season. So yes, you could be watching this and you're struggling with daddy issues. I'm here to tell you that, you know what, you can overcome, because I overcame, so can you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned for part 2 and for the next videos that are coming. Till next time, goodbye.